Engineer Mihaja, sorry, we just need to cut you short here because of our time. And thanks for the solution that you are preferring there. Let's quickly go to our Kaduna studio where we still have the MD, the former MD there, that is Idris Mohammed. I just want you to speak to the Electricity Act of 2023, which aims to promote state-led growth in the electricity sector, allowing state to create independent electricity market, licensed power generation, transmission, distribution within their borders, which many in the sector have described as, a landmark, development. But it seems that most of the states are still not keen into this. What exactly is the issue here? And my question will be, what role can decentralization, decentralized power distribution actually, such as, power distribution, having mini grids, play in improving access to electricity in the country?
Thank you once again for having me. My opinion on the devolution of electric power functions of NEC is some adding to the confusion that we already have. We had a session with Bode Tuesday live last week, and we discussed extensively on the issue of this devolution of NAC functions to states. If at the moment what we have in the electricity sector in Nigeria is confusion, and then you are now saying that the same confusion should be extended to the states. So what are you in effect saying? I think what we ought to do is to ensure that at the center, at the federal level, that the inefficiencies have been corrected. And once those inefficiencies have been corrected, we'll now have an efficient electricity market, electricity operations activity, and then the revenue as a result of improved efficiency will translate into huge investment for the sector that the government does not have the capacity to shoulder. Now, talking about funding of the sector, how will you fund the sector in a situation where at the moment we are in areas of up to 3 trillion naira in outstanding liabilities? Where will that come from? Like we have discussed this morning, the issue of what is in the system, everybody knows. And unless that is addressed, a former president was quoted as saying that an X amount of funds were appropriated to improve power supply. But where is the power? I'm still asking that question. Where is the power? Surprisingly, interestingly, I will want to raise this issue now. Major part of the funds that were provided to improve power supply went for importation of distribution, transmission, generation equipment. Those equipments are still lying down in the ports. Those equipments meant for the sector are still lying down in Nigerian Port Authority. So unless President Bola Ahmed Tinubu set up a committee to really bring out those huge investments that are lying down in the wharf or in the Ports Authority, he will not be helping Nigeria. I know he has the capacity to help Nigeria to get out of the woods. If he can take a decision, it doesn't have to deteriorate before he can take a decision, like the issue of the transmission system collapse that saw northern Nigeria, 17 or 19 states, without power for 2 weeks. And then he said, enough is enough. And then when he intervened, of course, power was restored within 2 days. Within 2 days, power was restored to Nigeria. So please, Mr. President, The equipment that are lying down in Nigerian Ports Authority, please recover those equipment and inject them into the system. Part of the major challenges that we are having is as a result of non-availability of those parts, which is lying down fallow in the Ports Authority, in the wharves. I think when that is done, you will begin to see a gradual, improvement in steady power supply. You have equipment for transmission, you have equipment for generation, you have equipment for distribution, and it is there. It is lying down. Nobody is talking about it. How can you have power supply when you have invested an X amount of money to the region of $16 billion, and probably half of that amount of money, you use them to import electricity equipment, and then it is lying down low. For what? I think it is time for action. President Bola Tinubu is an action man. He should take action and bring sanity to Nigeria's power sector. And the evolution of powers, as far as I know, I think is adding a confusion. Right now, we are discussing that there is no capacity, all right, to be a problem solver. Look at what is happening in Enugu, in Aba. Have that issue of geometric power, has that issue been resolved? If that issue has not been resolved, it's a major issue that will jettison and question why the devolution of powers should be reviewed. I think it's adding to the confusion.
Thank you, Malam Idris.